right, team, before we get into this dynamic warm-up, we just want to tell you that Orangetheory Nation is back in the studio, and we are ready to get you back under those Orangetheory lights. So, if you have not checked, we have more than 1,000 studios that are open all around the world, and our members are going all out. So you know that you want a piece of that action. So we wanted to tell you to go ahead and check with your studio. Go onto the either Orangetheory app or to orangetheory.com and check in with your studio. They are more than ready to welcome you back inside that studio. But you are into this Orangetheory at home workout, so let's get into that dynamic warm-up. So 4.5 minutes of work to get that body nice and warm. One round, starting off with a scapular push-up, 30 seconds. So you're in that tabletop position, you're lowering down, and then you're pressing right back up. So focusing on engaging that back and then pressing right back up. Moving into a thread the needle for 30 seconds as well. So you're still in that tabletop position, you're gonna reach that arm underneath, and then you're coming right back to that tabletop position. Next, we're moving into a plank walkout. So you're sitting all the way up, you're rolling down one vertebrae at a time, walking the hands out into that high plank position, and then walking it back in. Awesome. So you have an alternating forward lunge with an overhead reach. So you're gonna step that foot forward, arms are overhead, and then stepping right back to that center position. We have a seal jack, I know. So you're gonna jump those hands apart, jump those feet apart simultaneously. Option here, take out that power, tap it side to side, opening and closing those hands. 4.5 minutes to get that body warm. Let's go ahead and tackle it.
Our first touch in the woods, real life flickers through. Sun falls down, but heartbeat rises. Following the echo air, we move from here to there. Just like children, we are free now. A magical moment with you. We found something real. We're not looking back at yesterday or tomorrow. We are here now, we have each other, and our hearts beat together. Oh, oh, hearts beat together. Oh, oh, hearts beat together. Oh, oh, hearts beat together.
right, team, we have a 10-minute block, 4 exercises to work through. John, are you ready to crush it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So you have a hip hinge Y raise, 10 reps. Feet are a little wider than shoulder width apart. Send the hips back, engaging your core. Drawing those weights up towards the ceiling, making sure that your head is nice and neutral. There we go, nice and wide for that Y raise. 10 reps there, and we're gonna move into a single arm split stance low row. 10 each side. You're taking that giant step forward, leaning lightly on that knee. You're drawing that elbow up towards the ceiling, lower right back down. Awesome. Then you're gonna lose that weight, and you're gonna transition onto your mat. So an iso hip bridge pullover. You're gonna make sure your feet are right underneath you. You're gonna press your hips up towards the ceiling, engaging your glutes and your hamstrings. That weight is right in front of you. You're lowering all the way back towards the ground and then pulling it right back over. Option is to lower the hips each time. You got 10 reps. Moving lastly into a hand release push-up. So 10 reps here, you're going into that nice high plank position, engaging your core. You're gonna lower all the way down to your mat, release your hands, and then power right back up. So 10 of those, or you can just knock out 10 regular push-ups. We got 10 minutes of work. Let's get to it.
All right, team, so we have a 5-minute block now, 3 exercises in 3 rounds. You're gonna first start off with some iso sumo squats with alternating punches. So you're gonna point those toes out slightly, a little bit wider than the shoulder width apart, punching those arms out as fast as you can. And we're gonna go right into that second exercise after. We have in and outs. With a nice athletic stance, you're gonna run in, and out with your feet as much as you can. Then we have number 3, the tuck jump. With that tuck jump, hands go up, drive those knees to your chest as you hop off the ground and bring those hands close to your knees to follow. Your option with that last exercise is to just limit the range of motion, or you can do some jump squats as well. All right, team, let's get started.
All right, guys, we have a 7.5-minute block. Got Coach Rick here. We're gonna get onto that mat for your side plank hip dip. So those feet are stacked over each other. You're gonna press the hips up. You're gonna lower down. Hip is gonna come towards the mat, then press it right back up, keeping that core engaged. Option, drop down to your knee. Now you're gonna move into a toe reach. So your feet are up towards the ceiling. You're gonna make sure you're reaching your hands nice and long towards the feet. Keep that gaze up towards your hand. Option here is just to bend your knees instead. After that, we're gonna grab our 2 weights. You have an iso hip bridge chest fly, 10 each. So pressing the hips up, keep the glutes engaged. You're opening up nice and wide. Keep a slight bend in those arms. Option, just break up those 2 movements. Next, you're gonna move into a plank pull through. So you only need 1 weight for this exercise. So that weight is outside the hands. You're gonna reach under, grab that weight, pull it across, replace the hand, and you're gonna grab that weight, bring it back to the other side. You have 10 on that. Next, you're gonna move into a hollow hold single arm closed grip chest press. 5 each side. So you're gonna take the feet off the ground, shoulder blades are off the ground, gaze is towards those feet, and then you're pressing up, lower back down, keeping that core nice and tight. Option, take your feet onto the mat, and then you're gonna give me that same closed grip chest press. We got 7.5 minutes. All right, team, let's get to it.
right, team, it's time to get your heart rates up. So we have 3 rounds, 3 exercises. Are you ready, Julia?
I'm ready.
All right, so first up, pop jacks. Placing those hands on the ground in your plank position, jumping up into your low squat. Your option is to step it out. After that, we have squats with alternating knee to elbow. Hands right by the ears, and then feet shoulder width apart. Sit back on those heels. Come up. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Your option is to limit that range of motion. Up next, running man. In your high plank again, we're going to drive those knees to your chest as fast as you can. Your option is just to slow it down for that mountain climber. All right, team, let's get started.
are now ready to get into our flexibility block. Ready, Coach Nikki? Yeah. All right, so we got 4 minutes of work. We're gonna start off with an overhead tricep stretch. Taking that elbow behind the head, you're pulling gently on that elbow, stretching out that tricep, then moving into that standing chest stretch. So arms start off up towards the ceiling, and then you're pulling down, keeping those shoulders nice and pressed down. Next, moving to a standing toe reach. So keeping a slight bend in those knees, you're gonna make sure that head goes all the way down, just so you're not keeping any tension in it. Then we're gonna move on to our mat. We have a figure 4 stretch. So you're gonna cross that knee over that other knee, and then you're gonna bring in those thighs towards your chest. And our last flexibility exercise is gonna be that happy baby. So you're bringing those feet up towards the ceiling, you're grabbing onto your toes, and you're gonna let those knees fall into your armpits. You're gonna hold it there for 20 seconds, feel that stretch. Then for another 20 seconds, you're gonna rock side to side.
I drive too fast, but I haven't crashed, so I won't hit the brakes. And I'm up too long to know right from wrong, so I make a few mistakes. 'Cause I'm done